And Yaakov is completing his life in this world after spending 17 years in Egypt. But he wants to make sure that before he leaves, he makes one final deal. And he says to his son Yosef, Imna matzati chen be'enecha, simna yadcha tachat yerechi ve'asita imadi chesed ve'emet. Al na tikbereni b'Mitzrayim. Yaakov says to his son Yosef, if I have found favor in your eyes, meaning if you love me, please place your hand under my thigh and do chesed ve'emet, kindness and truth with me. Please do not bury me in Egypt. Now, we know the Midrash that says, and the Gemara that says that Yaakov did not want to be buried in Egypt because he did not want the idol-worshipping Egyptians to turn him into a god, into a false god. But we see that Yaakov is using familiar language here that we heard before. He's asking Yosef to do chesed ve'emet with him, kindness and truth with him. Where else did we hear this? In the book of Genesis, chapter 32, verse 11, Yaakov Avinu says to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Katonti mikol hachasadim mikol ha'emet. Katonti mikol hachasadim mikol ha'emet, says Yaakov, where he's telling HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I've been diminished by all of the kindness and by all of the truth that you have done your servant. Meaning that although I need your help, I want your help, I also know that you've already given me much more than the merits that I've earned. As good as Yaakov was, and as much good as he did, and as holy as he was, he knew that HaKadosh Baruch Hu already blessed him beyond his merits. Such is the mindset and the perspective of the righteous, where the more righteous they are, the more they realize how kind HaKadosh Baruch Hu has already been with them, despite the way it looks like to other people from the outside, of whether they're suffering, they're struggling, they're successful, whatever it is. They already know that whatever they have, regardless of what the package looks like, it's well beyond what they actually have earned. But Yaakov is telling the same thing to Yosef. In essence, he's telling Yosef that make this deal with me. Make this deal with me and do kindness and truth with me. Why is this the case? He's telling Yosef, Yosef, you didn't just appear here. This is all from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And the reason why you succeeded, the reason why you're in the position that you are, is because of where we came from. HaKadosh Baruch Hu spoke to Avraham, my grandfather, your great-grandfather, and he made promises to him. If we follow his Torah, we will be blessed. And those who bless us will also be blessed. Those who curse us will be cursed. In order for you and your descendants to continue having that blessing, you have to continue what you've been doing and ensure that your children and grandchildren do the same. The sages teach us that the greatest chesed, the greatest kindness that one can ask, that one can give to another, depends on the person's circumstance. If the person that you want to do kindness with has died, you can do mitzvot for them, especially support kiruv, support Torah in their name. There's nothing greater in the world that you can do for someone that has died than to support kiruv in their name, because you're not only doing a mitzvah that goes to their account, which could also go to yours as well. You don't just do it in their name, you do it in their name, but also to your merit. A mitzvah is like fire. No matter how many other fires you light with that fire, the original fire stays the same. But not only can you do your grandfather, your grandmother, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, whoever you love, a great kindness by investing into something good, but when you invest into kiruv specifically, you're giving them a spiritual investment, a spiritual stock, if you will, that only goes higher forever. Because every single mitzvah that money will bring, where you invest X amount of money, you want to invest 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, whatever it is, that money is used to help people do TeShuva, to give lectures like this, to do events, to publicize books and USBs and all types of material to help people get closer to Hashem, keep Shabbat, keep family purity, abandon their wicked ways, and so on. Every single mitzvah that person does goes to your account, goes to that loved one's account. Now they get married, they encourage their family to also do TeShuva, to also keep the Torah and mitzvot. Their mitzvot also go to your account and your loved one's account. They get married, they produce a family, they continue keeping the ways of Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. All of their mitzvot also go to your and your loved one's account. In so many words, if you invest into the right place that actually produces Baalei Tshuva, and they use that money to actually produce Baalei Tshuva, and not just simply to buy more houses, and not just simply to buy more watches, but they actually use the money to help people do Tshuva, they use the money to help people learn Torah, then your spiritual account has an investment in it that never stops going higher. You have done a kindness to your loved one that literally cannot be matched by anything else. Now, if you want to do a kindness, to someone else, you want to do a kindness to another fellow in the world, another woman, another man in the world, then you have to do the kindness of emet, which is you have to tell them the truth about the will of Hashem to get them to do TeShuva. Disregard their lack of interest, lack of anything else. Tell them what HaKadosh Baruch Hu says. How? Share these lectures. Don't speak to them, share with them. Why? Because if you speak to them, they'll feel more times than not intimidated that you are perhaps maybe talking down to them, or at least that would be their perspective. They remember you before you did Tshuva, or you've been frum your whole life and they left away, and they feel like maybe you think you're better than them. The best thing to do is to give them a lecture, to give them one of the videos, one of the films we've done, and watch it together with them. If you can't watch it together with them, send it to them once, twice a week. And you'll see that chesed and emet that Yaakov is talking about, that's being given to a fellow Jew that's out there, a fellow human that's out there, will bring fruits. Now, there's no guarantee of success with every single person, and especially not on day one. But if you make kiruv your number one priority in your life, aside from learning Torah, your success will be exponentially higher than you could ever imagine. We are meant to be a light unto the nations, not to follow their misguided practices. Remember, every Jew has to remember that he's a Jew and she's a Jew. We don't celebrate non-Jewish holidays, even if they seem harmless. It's a zilzul, disrespect to the Torah, and could lead to Chilul Hashem, desecration of God's name. Stick to our holy Torah and our own holidays. That's the path of a true Jew.